Imagine you have just arrived into a strange, unknown place, and you are completely alone, far away from your friends, your family, from anyone you know. This was the situation my mother found herself in when she was my age. But she was lucky. She was lucky because the world is full of wonderful people. And she came across this little bookstore, and the owner, a complete stranger at the time, gave her a place to stay. She used to tell me the story when I was growing up. And there was one really important part, the message of the story, the motto of the owner that she always repeated to me. Be not inhospitable to strangers, lest they be angels in disguise. It is the message above the door of the store. I grew up in Boulder, and when I turned 6 years old, JonBenet Ramsey was murdered. And the worst part was, it was unsolved. Some stranger, some murderer was on the streets. All parents went on red alert. And at school, we were constantly told, don't talk to strangers, don't open the door to strangers, don't get in the car with strangers, and most importantly, if a stranger offers you candy, don't take it. Wait a second, what about Halloween? Are you saying we can't go trick-or-treating? But despite this, travel was always an important part of my life. And there was one place that had always fascinated me that I had never been to. Africa, sub-Sahara Africa. So when I graduated high school, I straight away signed up for a study abroad program with Living Roots, and I left. There I was, 17 years old, completely alone in a foreign, undeveloped place, surrounded by strangers who looked totally different from me, having, of course, read a very long list of contractable diseases. It's like when you watch the movie Cabin Fever right before going to a lakeside cabin. That was me, mumbling the CIA World Fact Book to myself. HIV, cholera, dengue, hepatitis A, hepatitis, oh my gosh, if I can't remember all of their names, how am I possibly going to avoid getting one? Luckily for me, the program shortly started, and there was something about a familiar American accent that made me relax. I started staying with a wonderful host family. I made friends with the Senegalese students in my class, and the months that followed changed my life. Now, some people may tell you that the literacy rate in Senegal is 39%, and that Africa is uneducated. They're wrong. Africa is full of wisdom, and I learned so many incredible lessons from these strangers that I once had feared. Firstly, I learned what generosity was. I learned that generosity is treating 30 patients a day in your own bedroom with your own money, which you already share with your little brother. A traditional doctor named Michel showed me that. He taught me that generosity is something that we all have within us, no matter who we are or what we have to give. I learned the importance of doing your best and fighting for your dreams. Every day, I used to wake up and watch the children walk to school barefoot in the hot sun because they had a dream of studying in university and having a better life. This led me and gave me the strength to start a charity when I knew nothing about starting a charity. I knew nothing about law. I wrote the articles of incorporation, the bylaws, registered it, because I believed in what I was doing. Fight for your dreams. Finally, I learned that every one of us is a teacher. And a couple of months ago, I organized an international conference in the Gambia. And what was really amazing was that everyone had something to teach everyone. And everyone had something to learn from everyone. Now, of course, it took me a long time to realize how important it is to talk to strangers. But it's not a new idea. Scientists and business professionals have known this for a long time. It can lead to love. It can lead to friendship, new business deals, That's why people network. So there's been extensive research done by a gentleman called Reid Wiseman, and he says that the average person knows 300 people on a first-name basis. So let's say you go to a dinner party, and you talk to one new person, Jeremy, and you're looking for a job. Maybe he doesn't have a job to give you, but he knows 300 people, each of whom knows 300 people as well. So suddenly, just by talking to this one new person, you've gained access to 90,000 new opportunities. Maybe one of them will give you the job. Maybe one of them will become your new best friend. Maybe one of them will become your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Or maybe they'll just teach you something new. Now, ultimately, from all of the strangers that I've met, I've learned not to fear people who are different and who we don't know. And that talking to strangers is not just about traveling to the other side of the world. It's about paying attention to the people we meet every day. It's about the person at the cafe who we've never spoken to. He's important. The pretty girl sitting next to you, she's definitely important. And perhaps the man working at your favorite restaurant who doesn't speak English, he's important too. Talk to strangers, because it's not that you might just meet an angel in disguise, it's that everyone has value, and everyone is an angel in disguise.